Hello, everybody. Andy here from Glass Half Dead, the number one best kill team channel in the world. Unless, of course, you're aware of literally any other kill team channel. So today I want to speculate wildly using what we've seen come in the past, to allow extrapolate out on what might be coming next. We're going to talk about my guess on what the next team will be, but more importantly, I think we need some just uh, crazy guesses on what the next kill zone will be. Because look, we can, I would say, quite accurately guess some of the upcoming kill teams, or at least we can guess the faction, right? But kill zones, we don't really know, do we? But I think we might have a hint as to what the next kill zone will be. And I'm going to tell you that once I get to it. So, first things first, I'd like to, of course, give a subscriber only benefit, and that is a big double hello. Wow, so wholesome. Truly, the wholesomeness knows no bounds in the world of Glass Half Dead. And is my camera going to? Yes, it has finally refocused. Yes, the setup is jank. Don't question it. I was recording a video for another channel and I had to change the setup. It is what it is. Hey, if you like what you're seeing here, do consider checking me out. I've got stuff. If you like what I do, check out my affiliate links. If you're in the UK, Element Games, Whaling Games, Red October Games, Northern Citadel, and Canada Wargame Portal in America. A shout out, actually, to my American viewers who have started using Wargame Portal. I've been promoting this affiliate link for like a year. I've had like one person use it ever, but I've had more people in the past month use it than the year before. So thank you to those. And hey, if you don't like me, but you're just here for the clickbait, check out your favorite YouTuber. They will have affiliate links as well. And of course, if you are a kill teamer, do check out these, the GG Easy all-in-one system or the Crossfire all-in-one system if you're looking to transport your models or use additional tokens, gaming aids, etc. Okay, right. No, here we go. So let's start with the obvious next kill teams, I think. So obviously we've got what's it called? Shadow Hunt, which is having Murder Wing. And if we look at Tomb World, we have had every box has been have they all been elites? Tomb World, we had Canoptech, which are elites. They're not Marines, but they're elites. There's only 8 models. So if we assume that 8 is elite, right? I don't know if that's really true. I think there's a discussion there, but let's call that elites for the purpose of this. So we had Marines versus Necrons. Then we had Tau, which were definitely elites because there's only, again, 7 of them. That's definitely elite. Versus Space Wolves, which were definitely elite. And then we know we've got Sisters of Battle, whatever they're called, the Celestian Insidiators, I think, who are, we know from leaks, a 9 model team. So that's, I guess they're not elites. They're not elites, but obviously they're into Murdering, which we know are 6. Yes, because we've seen the leaks for both of those, of course. Cool. So clearly this is the year of the Marines, the year of the elites in general, with only one of the releases so far not being a full-blown elite, but still kind of a semi-elite, like Eldar, Corsairs, the 2.5 APL team in the Sisters there. So what's coming next? Probably 2 elite teams. And who is left to come in a box? I realized what I said. Who is left to come in the overarching concept of overpowered bullshit Marines? It's got to be Chaos, Jesus Christ, Grey Knights. And firstly, look, I want Grey Knights, okay? This is pure bias. I want Grey Knights. I want them to be a 5-man team, and I want them, I'd take 4, but I'll assume it's 5. But I would take 4 with like a little drone that also isn't expendable. I'll take a servo skull. There you go. I think these have to come next. This is the year for it. This is the time when they should be coming out. It fits the theme, and best of all, we know from Warcom articles that the next box, Shadow Hunt, is the last in the Tomb World saga. So that means thematically, if that means anything to you, our next box is probably going to be a standalone thing, similar to, was it Ashes of Faith? Fire and Faith? I think it was Ashes of Faith that had Inquisition versus Chaos Cults. So I reckon the next box will be very similar. It will be one of the teams will be a new Kill Team exclusive team like Grey Knights. And then if we look back to Chaos Cults, they were a medley of different 40k boxes. But it does seem that Kill Team has the push behind it now to not need to dip into 40k. So I think they will go for something that is not a bunch of 40k boxes cobbled together, 3 40k boxes in a Kill Team trench coat. I think we're just going to go with what Grey Knights should be fighting, which is Chaos Demons. I've said this before. I think it's going to be something like Scions of... Oh, what's the guy called? This is a green screen. Literally right here is the model I'm thinking of. The Bellicor. Right here. If I pull down this green screen, I'll do it at the end for fun. Bellicor is right here. And I forgot his name. I reckon it's going to be like Scions of Bellicor. And they're going to be, again... No, there'll probably be 9 models again. There'll probably be like, or 8, perhaps. Kind of in line with Goremongers kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there'd be, maybe there'd be funky. Maybe there'd be like 6 models, but when you kill one, they split into 2. Maybe it'd be like a horrors team. That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. Either way, we know that Kill Team does thematic rules really well. So, I mean, balanced, questionable, but it will be very, very thematic. So I think that's my official stance. The next box, the next release, will move away from Tomb World and we'll go into Grey Knights versus Scions of Bellicor, something like that, right? And then, so those are the next 2 teams. After that, I don't know. But I reckon that is genuinely like better than a 50-50 take on what the next 2 teams are. We know there's the thematic break, which means they can go for something completely on its own from Tomb World. We know that they love Marines. We know that there are rumors that Grey Knights are getting a range refresh at some point. Why not next? Cool. We then need to contemplate the kill zone. Now, for this box, whatever this is going to be called, there's not going to be terrain. It's going to be its own thing. It's just going to be like a narrative campaign thingy plus models. So for the next September box, when we get the next kill zone, I reckon we have a hint from 40k. Now, in case you're not paying attention to 40k, 40k is rumored to, 100% it will be getting 11th edition in mid-June, mid-June, I think. And during this, they are going to get Space Marines on one side. That will be half the box, obviously, which is rumored to be Blood Angels. And on the other side, it's going to get another faction. It's going to be the big range refresh for a faction. This edition, 10th, we've had Tyranids have had a big range refresh. Last edition, we had Necrons had a big range refresh. 11th edition, there are 2 rumors. One is Drukhari. I don't think that's coming. I don't think it's Drukhari. The other one we've seen, which thematically does work a bit more, if we take the Blood Angels rumor as true, is going to be orks. Now, you might think, okay, well, that means that maybe if GW's thinking about it, they're going to tie in the orks and we will get another orc team to replace commandos. Firstly, commandos are great. I wish they were still, classified, but they're not. It's fine. We've got Wrecker Crew. Hey, Wrecker Crew are like the best team in the game. Just throwing that out there. They have just enough models to play activation shenanigans into Marines, but Wrecker Crew is a really fun team. That's all I'm saying. However, I think we might want to contemplate that if orcs are coming and 40k going into 11th edition is being helmed by a bunch of devs that are really into what 40k is currently putting out, which is a very competitive game. And what does 40k and GW not give you if you're a competitive 40k gamer? Terrain. You cannot buy terrain that is actually the official GW layouts. So going into 11th edition, it has to be on their mind what's something we have to put into people's hands so that they can actually play our fucking game. It's a whole mad thing. This isn't a 40k rant. Let's not talk about it. Kill Team is very well served for terrain, luckily. 40k is not. But they've got to be thinking we've got to give full table size terrain layouts that work with our 11th edition game. It's crazy they don't already, but logically, they've already done in the past, and they'll probably just do it again, to be fair, Imperial Ruins. But if orcs are the next thing to launch, we've already had orc terrain, haven't we? We've already had orc terrain. We've already had Octarius. Why don't we just get Octarius again? Now, look, I don't. They could literally just give us Octarius re-released for Kill Team. Now, whether that will be for Kill Team or they re-release it for 40k and just make all of this work with it, or they will do a new version of Octarius, which we could call Octarius 2.0, I don't know. But what I'm really saying is I think it will be orc-themed terrain. It might not be a scrapyard. Maybe it will be a beast snagger pen or something. I don't really know. A racetrack. Who knows? You know, you never know with orcs, do you? But I think, Octarius was great. The only reason people were complaining about Octarius at the end of last edition is because we played on it for 3 years solid. That's the only reason. Octarius was a brilliant terrain set, and it continues to be. Hey, you don't have to swap to Volcus. Octarius works. In fact, one could argue, having played for 2 years now on Volcus, or year and a half, I don't know, Octarius might actually be the better terrain set, like just for pure playability. We all know that Volcus is too heavy. That's not the point. Sorry, that's not the point. We all know that GW designs its models and its terrain for theme and looking cool on the table first. It designs it for playability second. The fact we got a lucky terrain kit with this and with Volcus is just pure luck. But they are both great sets. But I genuinely think that if you're going to a tournament, you know what I'd like to play on? If not Volcus and if not Tomb World? This. I want to play on Octarius. This was great. And we had so many great setups set up for it because GW refused to give us them. So we made them ourselves. And like, yeah, this was a great kit. And I think they could literally just bring it back. And you know what? I'd buy it again. Put 2 new teams in there, I would straight up just buy the set again. There you go. I will have another kit of Octarius. That's fine. I'll buy that. Amusing minor side note, as I was trying to find my own paint job of Octarius to show you in the background, which I couldn't, so I just ended up using a Googled image online. So I was looking for my own back in the past. And this is a layout, obviously, of one of my old videos here. And what a dashing young man in the corner there. So young and vibrant and full of life. But yeah, this is the kind of layout you can get. If you're comparing this to Volcus, remember how the fact that we don't have to mess around with large strongholds allows the whole thing to be so much more fluid and dynamic and set out so differently. Obviously, there are still core things that we have to keep in mind, right? You can't just go crazy with it. But we figured it out. And there's so much less heavy terrain that just totally changes the power level of the game. But then also, I was continue to look around. And I did a battle report on Octarius many times. And it was quite amusing. So on this one, because you got Octarius here, and then also the top down here. This was a format I tried ages ago, and quite amusing. This is me on the left here, and then all I did, very Superman style, was I split the screen in the middle. A little bit of technical wizardry. Me on the left, split the screen in the middle, recorded again. I literally just put glasses on. There you go. Same person. Nobody ever called me out on it, which is really weird. Anyway, cool. That's my thoughts on what could be coming next. I think Grey Knights and Demons. And then for the kill zone, I think we're going to be getting Octarius 2.0, which could just be Octarius 1 again. Or in some way, Octarius 1. I mean, guys, tell me it's not insane that Octarius just doesn't exist anymore. It was such a great terrain set. it's even usable in 40K if they just change some weird line of sight rules when it comes to the height of the buildings need to be over 5 inches, then suddenly it works in 40K too. Anyway, these are my thoughts. Hey, drop a like, a comment, a subscribe, all that good stuff. And you made it to the end of the video. I'd like to give you a big triple hello. Thank you so much. Stay hydrated. And I hope you've had an okay, acceptable New Year's and Christmas, unlike myself.